So the spiciest part of our panel was at the very end during the question and answer, which is always the most fun part, when there was a little bit of a debate on what the role of a corporation is in the United States. Should a corporation advocate for values? Should they advocate for the values that the people already hold? Should they advocate for the values that they think are correct? Or should corporations be politically, socially, and morally neutral? I don't want to replay the panel. And so I want people first tell me your answer, and then I want to hear your response to some of the other panelists. What role should corporations serve?
Well, a corporation's primary objective should be generating returns for its investors after complying with the appropriate laws and the norms of society. Now, that's not me, that's Milton Friedman. So I don't want to take credit for what he said. And that would include donating to charities, in the course of what you're doing, because as long as for example, let's take Nike, for example. Nike came out with an ad using Colin Kaepernick, which a lot of conservatives objected to. I stopped buying Nike products. Like I said, you vote with every dollar you spend. So, but really it was a very successful ad for Nike. I don't have any objection to their having done that because I voted. I voted against that ad and they made money with it anyway. Now, whether that'll be the case long term or not, we're going to have to wait and see, because they obviously offended a portion of the buying public, but it wasn't their target market. To their target market, this was very appealing. That's not woke capitalism. That's just regular old capitalism.
Yeah.
That means, you're just doing something that generates profits. And in fact, when the CEO of Nike came out and announced the results for the quarter, he didn't come out and say, we use this Colin Kaepernick ad, we're really good guys. Yeah, we're really doing this DEI stuff, but we're losing money. Your shares are going to be worth less, and I feel bad for you. No, if he did that, he'd been fired. What he came out and said was, we did this. Yeah, we made more money. It reached our demographic. It was good. So Starbucks, Patagonia, Nike, they're not going to do ads that are going to appeal to me because I'm not in their target market.
Let me interject for a second. The Colin Kaepernick thing wasn't ESG. It wasn't a pressure from an ESG force.
It was woke.
It was woke. And there's a difference. Though.
Well, that's kind of my point. So I don't have an objection to a corporation taking a position on an issue. And I was going to say the other side of this would be Chick-fil-A and In-N-Out used to be competitors of mine, although good companies and good friends. But they emphasize their religious values, so they're appealing to a different demographic than Starbucks, right? They're appealing to somebody else. So you're going to get that. The question is, are they being forced to do something that makes them less profitable by the people who are supposed to be focused on investing your money in profitable companies? For example, Exxon. This is a very famous incident where a little hedge fund bought a few shares of Exxon. Turns out the founder of that hedge fund used to work at BlackRock. And he wanted to put some environmentalists on Exxon's board. So he got together with Larry Fink and the guys at Vanguard, one of the other big investment funds, and they voted with him to put these environmentalists on Exxon's board. Now, Exxon's management advised voting against them. Exxon's management didn't want environmentalists on the board because they're in the oil business. It's like when I ran Carl Jr. and Hardee's, I didn't want PETA on our board because I was running a hamburger company, right? But so they put these environmentalists on Exxon's board. Now, Exxon's been selling oil fields. And by the way, who buys them? The Chinese. They've been walking away from leases. They're focused on trying to get to net carbon neutrality, which I don't think really is the goal of an oil company. Although I don't mind if they do it, but I don't think it's going to increase their profits at all. So they were compelled to do something, not because they were appealing to their target market, not because they were doing what they thought they should do. They were compelled to do something because these large financial firms are extremely powerful, and they're using ESG investing to shove liberal policies down the throats of American companies. And I think that's wrong.